It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche, and what did he say? He said, I'll buy that for 1,500. Fine China. It's over. Press the switch now. Press the switch. But the switch was in the piano, right? Unless he's talking about a different switch, which he probably is. And the shooter said this. Well, the thing is, that was after the whole guitar explosion thing. Those are not... Oh my god. I keep forgetting that the guitar exploding thing happened way before the killing. So maybe that doesn't have as much to do with it, but... Okay. But there was another igniter, so where was that one? It was under the sofa, right? It wasn't there by accident. And so when she first found it under the sofa, I just assumed he put it there to hide it. What if he didn't? What if it was, like, supposed to be there to set the whole dressing room on fire to destroy evidence or something? Like maybe evidence of the exchange? I don't know. Because he said it's over, like the exchange is over, so destroy it, so torch the room, you know? I don't know. I mean, sure. I'd be delighted. It's very, very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony. Maybe, Apollo. Of course we will. From the small window, I heard a voice say, press the switch. Now. I'm gonna save again. Hang on. Okay, let's press it. Press that shit. And it was Detective Darian Creston's voice. Yes, I'm sure of it. It's over. Press the switch. Why would he say that to Mr. Latouche? And this was before the gunshot, okay. What if pressing the switch is what... No, just forget it. The murder weapon, the revolver, was Mr. Latouche's, correct? Right? Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so. That was a good try, Trucy. I appreciate the effort. Press the switch. That's not something a killer usually says to his or her victim, yeah? Was there no one else in the room? I do not know. All I heard was Mr. Latouche and the detective. Now we're right back where we started now, huh? Mm-hmm. Press the switch now. The thing is, like, oh man, okay. Am I supposed to go back and press something else now that I've heard, now that I... Because we have filled this up with all kinds of different statements here. Okay. We've dug so deep with that second one now that we've dug like a bunch of holes. Like to jump over to get from 2 to 3. From the small window you heard a voice say, press the switch now. Heard the faint sound of a gunshot stopped and heard another gunshot. Okay, this didn't really get us anywhere, but maybe I'm supposed to present what she's talking about, the switch. I think I'll try it, because I did save. I don't know. Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh. Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch. Save the light. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene, but it just so happens I have a switch right here, bitches. I got a switch, bitch. The problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage, in the piano, yes. That bothers me. Oh, hang on. Maybe it wasn't deliberately put in the piano. Maybe it was hidden there. I was thinking they put it deliberately in the piano so that when he played, it would trigger the guitar to catch on fire, which maybe that's still the case, I don't know. But it's possible they might have also hidden it there and it just happened to be on one of the strings. in the piano, I don't know. Huh. What if what she was hearing was coming through the loudspeakers and it was actually the detective on the stage saying that? And he was talking about an entirely different switch. Like, the song is over, so press the switch. And that's maybe why he messed up on the guitar. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, it is. Not to mention the Gaviners were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You can shout all you want and not be heard. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said, asshole. Or do you need me to shout it out for you? Man, it would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get to a message. Okay, oh. Boom. Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this. Oh my god, you're talking to him like he's 5 years old. There's ELI 5 in here. It probably was, Judge. Mm-hmm. Yes, actually, damn it. They're for talking between band members, damn it. We all had one on, damn it. Damn it. So you admit that if you were wearing one of these, talking from backstage to the stage would be simple, damn it. Objection, damn it. True, but wait, damn it. Those send out an electronic signal, damn it. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited, but it's enough. Yeah. Look at this cross-section diagram. Exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seems far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet. What are you getting so worked up about, dude? We're just talking about somebody could have said something from one point to another. Okay. Alright. Yeah, How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? That's true. We don't really know, do we? When the shooter said, press the switch. Well, I guess we don't. Oh, hang on. I'm afraid that until we know where this switch was, there's little point in debating it. That's true. I mean, we know what the switch was connected to, but we don't know where it was. What is this switch, anyway? We don't even know that basic fact. Oh, would you like a demonstration? Emma? I do know what this switch is. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. Alright. This is what I've been waiting for. We have to figure this out now. We know about this switch, right? We know what it is. Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Okay, Your Honor? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what the switch is. Gavin, you're not the only one that can withhold stuff. Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking this switch to the case. Oh, man. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what this switch is? Okay, we'll start there. Where is it? Right here. Yeah. let's do it. I'm hesitant because I don't know how I can prove... Well, I can prove it by just pressing the button, I suppose. Ah, that's that thing that destroyed my guitar. Oh, no. This is an igniter. And it's not a Zippo. Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Oh, this must be driving him crazy. Woo! Ho ho ho! Mr. Reed, you will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Sorry, Your Honor. If my whiskers had caught on fire... Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. And so, doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Uh-huh. Exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. Okay, Maybe there was no point. Why did they do that, though? Well, there has... Oh, no, it's not. It's not part of the show. I still say they were trying to distract him from something. To set something up. Maybe that was when the other guy switched in for the detective. If we're still going with that theory here, I don't know. And the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. Before it burned, of course. Now it just kind of smokes. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Hair forehead. Thank you. You finally explained what happened here. Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. I am trying with all my might, and I can't freaking do it. But this might be the answer. Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lemire. And the guitar suddenly catching on fire. Okay. Mr. Latouche and the shooter. See, the shooting, though, that happened right after he said that, right? But the guitar catching on fire happened in the previous song, so... The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed and the guitar caught fire. That doesn't line up, though, I don't think. Unless I'm missing something, because she said she heard it, right? Just before the gunshots? That was during the third section. Okay. Yeah, I know what it is. Hair forehead, don't destroy what little respect I have for you. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. His simple story makes no sense. Think, that night my guitar caught fire, yes. The cause may have been this, indeed. However, the guitar caught fire during the second set. And the other thing happened during the third set. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not crazy here. Yeah, that's what's been bugging me this whole time. This story makes no sense. I still think they're connected, though. But it's just a matter of figuring out why the discrepancy here. Why the time discrepancy. Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. Oh, that the shooting happened during the second set, maybe? But we were watching the second set. You know, let's just see what this says. I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act. Oh, you know what? Didn't they say earlier that that it wasn't the gun that killed him? I don't remember why. How did they say that? They said that it wasn't the gun. Because the kid walked in, said he saw the dead body, and then heard the gunshots. So it wasn't the gun that killed him. So he could have been killed during the second set. Yeah, okay. Yes. Alright. We're okay here. We're okay. And according to his testimony, Maki was in that dressing room at the time. Oh, don't worry. We got this. Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us in the testimony, namely, that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. Yeah, it is insane, actually. Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. Okay, Oh, dude, hang on. No. You don't get too confused here, because the words that she heard had to have been during the third set, because she was performing during the second set. But the gun was fired just basically into the wall during the third set. Okay. But the guitar caught on fire in the second set. So we still can't, like... Yeah. Well, that's what he's saying, basically. Yeah, okay. But wait a minute, that's based on the assumption that she heard... Oh, okay, okay, but wait a minute, she was up there singing, right? No. No, that's right, she had just disappeared. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not making any sense right now. Okay. After she got done with the song, she disappeared and appeared on the other side of the stage. I still say that other person was either a twin or an illusion or something. Because she had to get back out. When she said she was in a hurry, she had to get off the stage so people wouldn't see her and realize that there was two of her. And that's why she was in a hurry. She happened to see the murder on the way back. Or not see the murder, but hear the conversation, and then however he was ended up murdered. Okay, let's... Oh my god. Okay, but that goes against the evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song. Oh no. The bullet is supposed to come after the fire. Crap. You're thinking about it the wrong way. Huh? Look. Why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. What? If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes, the shooting would have come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet her forehead has raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Not the bullet, the killing. Shit, oh, hang on. Okay, I'm back. We really meant to think the shooting came after the guitar. So yeah, basically, I guess this person had planned on us figuring out that the lyrics were his, you know, basically his sheet, his rap sheet, for lack of a better word, so that we would get confused and put the two in the wrong order. Why else would the killer risk discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he'd followed the lyrics the whole way. And also, why? Just why? If Maki really did it, or Moki, I keep forgetting his name, then why would he just be laying up there, you know, with the body? Yes, it would. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi, to set up himself the bomb. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second. Oh, and that's even better. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Yeah. That guitarist, that detective doesn't have an alibi for the second set, does he? Nobody knows what he was doing then. Well, that's what I said, he was out doing the deal, or whatever. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song. But I question your logic, for it's flawed from the very beginning. Yes, a contradiction, hair, forehead, one I pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could Lemire have heard a voice through it? Wouldn't she have been wearing the headphones too, though? Maybe? Or not. I don't know. I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. Yes, it is. That voice she heard, the shooter's voice. What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look, what do we have? A man saying press the switch. And near the crime scene we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can't all be coincidence, but how do I make it work? I see a more direct line of questioning is required. When the crime scene was investigated, immediately after the crime, that window was closed. Care to tell us how Lemire heard the voice? A key point, to be sure. A key point? Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Oh. We've got one thing to prove and one thing only. Lemire heard a voice. And she heard it during the second set. During the second set. The window was open. She has divine hearing. She was somewhere else. Okay, here we go. She was somewhere else. When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it, had it been open either. Meaning it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. Ah, it's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment I was afraid you might be a Borginian too. Oh, that's low. As I was saying, Lemire could not hear the voice through that window, so there can only be one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. Please don't make me point it out on the map. You amuse me so. And here I thought you and Good Sense were back on speaking terms. Now I'm afraid you and Good Sense speak two entirely different languages. What do you mean by that? No, there's... oh... Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? Yeah, there is. I know that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well. You claim Lemire heard the voice from another location. Mr. Reed. I just said Mr. Oh, no. Trying to keep down to one Mr. Reed joke per... Oh, shoot. Oh, here we go, I see it. Right there. Right up there in the ceiling, the vent. Boom. No, but it acts as a small window. The state of modern society can be read from numerous objects and artifacts. I just fucked this up, didn't I? Oh, no points for trying? Wow. A small window. Okay, what am I missing here? This is weird. I wasn't expecting it to do this. There's only one other thing she could have meant. Is there a speaker? Where's the speaker? Oh god, you know what I just realized? That. Oh. Ah. Oh. Okay, alright. Let me try the air vent then. That was what I was originally going for. I can't believe I didn't notice that. Like, I think that's the first time I've ever had to point something out on a two-screen thing. Anyway, can I get up there to it without accidentally nicking the percent button? It's not letting me get right on it, but... This is where Lemire heard the voice from. But that's no small window. That's the air vent. Yeah. So I was right from the beginning. I just wasn't pointing at the right one. So that doesn't count. I'm not gonna say that doesn't count. It was my fault, but still, jeez. They should have at least... Oh, I don't know what they could have done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous. Ludicrous speed. Go! Huh. Yeah, she was. Logical? I do not think this word means what you think it means. Okay. What about it isn't logical? It's psychological. Hiding like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course. I admit it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed, but why should that mean I could not hear through it? I figured our prosecutor might himself need an interpreter. Oh! The problem here is words. Lemire, this small window through which you heard the voice. Was it up high on the ceiling of the room? Not low on a wall? Yes, it was up on the ceiling. What? Boom! Oh, yeah. Your case is crumbling before my eyes. And I can hear the lamentation of the women. Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? And that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact I was. I am sorry. I never imagined it would become such an important point. Yeah, well, why the heck were you up there? Because of the magic trick. Uh-huh. May I remind you, you were under oath. With that perfect O. Yes. Please. Well, looks like I'm on the right track. Above the ceiling. Interesting title for what promises to be interesting testimony. Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. Wow, that's a big old vent. Is this the front of her or the back of her? That's a pretty big vent. She's not, like, crawling there. I had heard there was a small window there before. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter. Yes, you are. Damn straight you are. In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold, but you say you were in the middle of your performance. So this did happen during the second set. I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. She can't. We're gonna have to blow it open for her, I guess. At least it won't be her that, you know, broke the contract then. Yeah. What are you gonna do, Apollo? I know exactly what I'm gonna do. She was up above that ceiling for a reason. I just have to get it out of her. Alright, well, let's just get right to it then. Let's just cut through the whole crap cake here. Alright, yes, you're above the ceiling when you heard the voice. You'd heard there was a small window there before. It was in the middle, you know, I'm curious about it. You'd heard there was a window there before. Like, was someone telling you specifically to pay attention to it? I mean... Okay. Let's just press it, because I don't know if I have anything to present for that. Exactly who bound you to secrecy? I'm not sure I'm allowed to say who it was, either. No, I think perhaps that is alright. It's just a name, after all. Aha! Yes. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A grand magician, the one responsible for the illusion performed during our concert. There you go, you just gave it away then. Interesting reaction, Prosecutor Gavin. Mm-hmm. Alright. I think I know why she was up there, but how do I prove it? Ugh. Oh, that's it? Okay, alright. Let me try this one here. You heard the gunshots during the second set, during your performance. But... No, she didn't, right? Okay then, but where did those bullets go? Because the gunshots that made the holes in the wall were the ones that Maki heard afterwards, right? I don't know. No one asked me. I thought you all knew. I told you Maki was not the killer. I told you this many times. Yes, you did. Yes, you did!
Yes, you did!
But you never told us why. I am sorry. I was not able to speak of it. Unable or unwilling? She's not talking, Apollo. What do we do? We'll just have to prove it ourselves. Okay, but if I can prove why she was up there, she'll have to admit it. Yes, she could. She totally could. I've got a theory as to why, too. And maybe I've got the evidence to prove it. Well, I got the theory. I don't know if I have the evidence, though. Let me just see what I got. Alright. If I touch check, is it going to make me watch the video? I'm afraid to try. Well, it says check for details. Okay. You know what? Okay. It was giving me the option there to, like, fast forward in the tape and pause it, so pretty sure we're gonna have to play the tape back and say specifically when. So how do we... Which statement do we press this on, though? Or which statement do we present this on? As to why you were there, you cannot say. I think it would be this one. Either way, I'm going to save, though, just to make sure. Okay, here goes nothing. Lemire, truth be told, the reason for your presence above that ceiling is quite clear, especially when you consider what happened during your performance. Yeah, it's all right here on this video. It wraps itself around me, and now... Yep. Alright then. As we can see, Lemire was clearly not on stage for her entire performance. Though it saddens me to be so realistic. Lemire is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. So the only explanation is that she was hidden from view. And during that time, she moved to the back of the forum. So she came back out, and so it's not like a double or something. Yeah, I know, but I have to. This is all very fascinating, but how is it possible? There's only 20 seconds between when she disappears and reappears. She couldn't have moved that fast. Yeah, well... This was his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. He's just realizing his own oversight. Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. Let's. Here, we can trace a route through the ceiling. It goes from the stage, through the backstage, to the rear of the forum. Okay. Recall Lemir's testimony from yesterday. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. Mm-hmm. There you go. Lemire knew of this because of her part in the illusion. But she wasn't the only one who knew. Just now in the lobby, Maki told me something. That's right. He sure did. He said that? Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? Damn. I knew about the Vanishing Act, of course. Yet I had no idea of the route that would be used. Why didn't that magician tell me? Yeah, exactly. They're the bread and butter of a magician's life, you know. Which is why he bound Lemire to secrecy. Well... Damn straight you ought to be. Maki was right about you. So what does this mean? Like you're saying you used this route above the ceiling? I did. Well, that's that then. But I'm still a little confused. As I said before... there was very little time between when she disappeared and when she reappeared. 20 seconds tops. How could she do it so fast? Especially if she stopped to hear the shooter's voice, yeah. Oh, well. Is this my chance to finally propose the body double theory? What thing, Your Honor? You need to explain how Lemire was able to teleport like she did. Or I'm throwing your ass out with the bathwater. What, are you calling me a baby? As I have stated before, I am not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail. It's okay. Then you'll just have to tell us what you can. The thing is, if it was a body double, there would be no point to the whole passageway from one side to the other. But, I mean, it's not like they had a pair of roller skates down there that she put on to get to the other side faster. Student before finals. That's nice. I don't think that's any... well, I don't know. I haven't really experienced either of those two stressful situations. So I couldn't compare. I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There is an emergency exit in the backstage where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side from the stage. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. Well... well... all I have to do is find a contradiction between what she is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. Not a chance. I can't reveal another magician's secrets. Come on. Hey, you're supposed to be on my side here. Don't do it. Don't tell him. Don't tell him, Trucy. Don't tell me either. Oh my god. Oh, I think it's time to save again. Okay. So followed exactly as was instructed. Let's press it. How'd you proceed along this route? How? Why, I walked. But you arrived behind the forum much too fast to have been walking. Yeah, exactly. You rode some kind of vehicle. Jeez. Roller skates, like I said. Hey, that's not a bad guess. Wrong, but not bad. Yes, laugh at the dumb attorney. I don't mind. I'm sorry, but the girl is right. That vent was much too small for vehicles. It was a tight fit. Even I had to crouch as I walked. I cannot imagine a vehicle that would fit in such a small space. It's roller skates, man, I'm telling you. That can't seriously be it, but I'm feeling like this 1% odds thing going on, wriggling around in the back of my brain now. Like an earthworm in the sun. Okay, a stagehand waited. Maybe he pushed you, like, really hard. Did everyone on the concert staff know about the trick? Not all, only a few that were needed to help. One needed to open the emergency exit. The door to the stairs is locked, but once through there... the opposite side from the stage, okay. I think I'm still getting this. The thing is, how'd you get up there? Is there like an elevator that took you up, or...? Not a bad show, if I do say so. Yeah, well, that makes 3 of us, Apollo. Or maybe 4. Yes, it'd be so hard to go so far in only 20 seconds. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. Okay. But then what? Haha, Mr. Attorney, have you not seen Die Hard? Dark or lit, it makes no difference to me. That's true. So if you made it in 2 minutes, how does that even work? You stopped halfway to listen. This sounds like a riddle. Like a Professor Layton riddle. Maybe the name of her horse was Sunday. Well, it wouldn't matter. Like they could have tampered with the video, but then the audience would have still known the difference, right? Well, what if the audience didn't know? Maybe as far as the audience knew, it really did take her 2 minutes, and the video was tampered with. Let's see how it could have been, though. It was a VCR. You couldn't do that back then. Oh, boy. Ugh. If I could look at my evidence list... Well, I can. Hang on. There's no evidence. There's no way. What kind of evidence could prove that? What's your professional opinion about this one, Trucy? Professional, really? Yeah. I'm sure Daddy would have loved working on this. Thanks, that makes me feel so much better. Well, I don't know about all of you, but I sure could go for a slice of pizza! Spookular. Oh, jeez. Alright, so it took me out of it, thank God. So you were on your way. What was the last thing we... Okay. You were on your way when you heard the voice. That's the last statement. And it was Darian's voice you heard. Yes, I'm certain it was him. A matter best left for later, okay? Put that forehead of yours to work on this illusion first. Hold on! I think the identity of the killer is a little more important. Yeah. Importance, schmortance. Objection overruled. Tell us about the illusion. Shut up and tell me where the ticket is! No use trying to avoid the problem at hand, Apollo. Trying to avoid the problem? This is a murder trial! This is a karate dojo, not a knitting class. Okay, alright. Sorry, Apollo, I'm not telling. Not even if you make those puppy dog faces. Okay, alright. Okay then, okay, when it wanted evidence, hang on. Let me get... The plan is for me to move there in 2 minutes. Let me see if I can get back to where it tells you... I don't know if I could have just presented evidence from the beginning or what here, but it has to be the videotape. There is nothing else. Let me just double check here. The discrepancy. Okay, it is a discrepancy of time. That's... Let's do it. So this is it? The magical key to unlocking the illusion's dark secret? Tell us how it works, quickly, I can't bear the suspense. I was kind of hoping someone else would jump in at this point. Oh! I bet you he shows up here. Well, you see. Here, Judge, I do hate to spoil the mood, but I haven't the faintest idea what he's talking about, and neither does he. I'm a little confused too there, Apollo. Right! By which I conclude that I was wrong. Better luck next time, Pollywog. Mr. Justice, I'm holding you in contempt. I hold myself in contempt. Why should you be any different? Oh, jeez, man. Oh, it's not the videotape. What is it, man? Oh, my God. Am I seriously supposed to present something there? Oh, my God. Whoa. I may need to slow down here. Continue from save point. How far back did I save? Oh, it's before I pressed all this stuff. Okay, if it's a body double, maybe the pattern on her mouth covering thing will be different. So it was like a backwards C with a line above it. Because when they show the second her, all they show is her face for a second. So it would have to be something up there that doesn't match. Alright, so also the hair. The hair is like a backwards C too. Also there's the brooch. Maybe the other one won't have a brooch. That would make it really easy then, because I have the brooch in evidence, so that would be easy. I love the way. Oh, and that's how the brooch would end up in the room too, isn't it? Please don't be wearing a brooch. No, the pattern's the same. I didn't really see the brooch, but it was kind of hard to tell with the hair hanging there. Okay. It's a situation. So what I'm doing here is way beyond that. Oh my God. The brooch? We saw that yesterday, did we not? It was found at the scene, Your Honor. And you're bringing this up now. Why? I thought we'd already determined when that was dropped. So did I, but we hadn't. Take another look at the video. Here we go. Showing his guitar catching fire. Yeah, it's definitely there now. Here you can see she's wearing the brooch, and my video is sort of... Look in the bottom right corner, it looks like that camera has a face or something. It's like, So she is. Let's look a bit later. Yeah, it's not there. It was in between the two things in her hair. Yeah. Yes. The brooch disappeared in the short space of 20 seconds. And it takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. Which means there can be only one explanation. Well, I mean, if she dropped the brooch, it still could have been her, right? Like if it fell through the vent. Yeah. Okay, so he's not saying they were two different people. He's saying it was her. And the brooch proves that. Maybe she deliberately threw it down there. Knowing that all this would happen and just, no. From your expression, I gather you had no idea this was the case. I, of course, knew about it. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it, it just never occurred to me that the switch and the shooting took place at the same time. So I was right. There was a switch. There was. Just before the stage's tower rose, Lemire was replaced. Oh, that kind of a switch. Oh, wow. While we're on the subject, just who was this replacement? Why? The man behind the illusion. What? Oh, God. In a dress? That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. The switch happened before the tower rose, correct? What, really? Yeah, she is. Gavin's like, we don't do that at our concerts. The Gaviners aren't some kind of air guitar band, Fräulein. When we play a show live, we play live. No recordings. None of that bullshit. Perhaps you could explain, Lemire. Very well. How was I singing but not singing? Was she singing from the vent? I had to keep singing even while I moved. Oh, boy. No. No, I know, but dude. Ooh. Oh, that was... You followed the route exactly as you were instructed. Stagehand waited. From there, one can enter. Oh my God, we're right back where we started. Okay, so we have this. There's another one after it? Oh, no. That's, okay. Okay. Square, alright, get over there to it. Gotta keep singing. I mean, we might as well press it. It's one statement. You were singing. Yes. Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings. So I used this. I knew it! I knew you had one of those, and that's where you heard... Well, no, you still could have heard that in the thing, but still... Well, I don't know. Maybe when she heard the person say press the switch, it was from the stage. But if you were singing while you were walking... Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Stated the scene of the crime. Oh, the speaker, of course. So it would have been blasting her voice. They wouldn't have been able to tell. Yep. Satisfied. That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage. At my request, actually. Yeah. Ingenious. Her voice was hidden by her voice. That's one way to put it. I just remembered something. Oh no. Oh no. Do tell. When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes? It startled me, so I stopped singing. What? Wait a minute. Thankfully, it was the very beginning of the second verse, so not many would notice. Forehead? That mixing board I lent you, where is it? Oh my gosh. The machine, Apollo, the one that breaks music into tracks. I know. No, but now we're gonna... Oh boy. I'm gonna grab my headphones for this one. Okay, so normally I wouldn't, like, do this, but... Oh. She only says it once. Well, because one word of a song didn't come out? Oh my god. Yeah. Oh man. Well, there you go. Prosecutor Gavin. Fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turned around quite so thoroughly. Yet one problem remains. What is that, Prosecutor Gavin? Hair foreheads theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it is entirely based upon Lemire's testimony. Well, it's quite simple, though it pains me to say it. What if she is lying to protect the defendant? Oh, God. This again? All I'm saying is that the truth is as yet unclear. Until we hear directly from the man himself. The man. You don't mean yes. The bike rider and Chrono Trigger. Johnny. The man! No. Ooh. Wow. So we've gotten this far, so now even Gavin's... So now even Gavin is referring to him as a suspect. Jeez. This is as good a time as any for a pause for a brief recess. The prosecution will summon the witness. Have him here and ready by the time we begin. Very well. Court is adjourned for a 15-minute recess. I admire your courage, Mr. Reed. We'll take a quick break so you can compose yourself, and we'll get right back to it. Well, there's a lot left to go here. I'm not going to be able to finish this tonight, I don't think. However, well, we've made some progress here. Yes, save. Do I get a refill on my HP? That would certainly help. Anyway, July 10th, 1:40 p.m. Thank goodness it's still so early in the day. Be out of here by 3. Still have time to hit up the playground, the bowling alley, and maybe stop by Dunkin' Donuts on the way home. See you guys next time on Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. Later! Ooh, that's a pretty good one. A pretty Tom Foxian one, I should say.